Okay, what's happening? It's me, Remy Please of the Flight Room TV with Lighthouse, and this is
What's up,
another
y'all?
episode of Overtime. This is y'all favorite show on this channel. Overtime, we talk about everything we're not supposed to be talking about. So, keep it on the low. But today we are talking about clones. Clones. It's like a little, taboo, I guess, type subject as far as the conspiracy community. But when I used to hear this subject, like I used to always dismiss it, like, nah, that ain't possible, or nah, people ain't really doing that. But if you dig a little deep, you will find trails, gems, subject matter leading to that it could be a possibility. Lighthouse, if I could ask you this question, like, what would you think, like, the first thing that was cloned?
I
And
remember back in like what 96, 97. It was at like sheep or it was like a cow or some
Dolly.
shit.
Yeah.
Dolly. I
Yep.
remember they used to remember when elementary school they used to give us those like national those old magazines they used to kill with the National Geographic
Nat
joints
Geo.
or
Yep.
what's it called? Scholastics. The
Yeah.
Scholastic joint. I remember they gave us the Scholastics. I remember they had said it was the first clone like mammal or something. Was that was a sheep, right? Or was it a cow?
A sheep.
It was a sheep, yeah. So
Dolly the sheep.
Dolly the sheep. So I remember that. And then, through times you got these clone movies and shit like that. And then it's so funny because even in recent memory now, all of a sudden everybody talking about all these like musicians being clones and rappers. I remember when Gucci Mane came out of jail, people said he was a
Yeah.
clone.
Look totally different.
Fucking Kodak Black came out of jail. They said he was a clone. It's like damn near like even and it's so funny because like that whole clone narrative actually made its way into hip hop, where there was like a lot of rappers who would like disappear and come back, and then they'd be like, oh, so and so's a clone. So yeah, that's definitely when somebody brings up the term clone, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. And then you got throwing like even movies like Gemini Man and shit like that with Will Smith. And
Well, them Netflix shows, the Alter Carbon, and then like they got another show I think with like Paul Rudd, and it's like he's a clone. Or
exactly.
remember that jump back in the day with Michael Keaton, Multiplicity?
But I remember that shit,
That was a funny,
Multiplicity.
yeah, that was a classic movie.
But yeah. So that definitely exists. But we definitely always say this a lot in this podcast. There's shit that you see in movies is inspired from somewhere. So there's probably some truth to almost everything you see in movies. So I think there is a such thing as clones. And like even just think about it, like what if there was like this super soldier, you know what I'm saying, that was probably one of the best soldiers of all time. He get killed in war, and they're like, man, we need another one of him. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of took his DNA, saved what they could, and try to make another version. Like, and I think that there's been movies that's kind of like had similar storylines. So I could see in real life something like that happening where they were like, oh, we need another version of this person, or not even that. They might be like, oh, we need to use this person's influence to socially engineer society, so let's kill off the original version and create a clone to influence society, just shit like that. But I mean, those are just the things that come to mind whenever somebody say clone.
Yeah, okay. But actual fact, the first thing that was cloned was a sea urchin. And this was in 1885. 1885, a sea urchin was cloned. So like some animal, an animal, not because you talk about like GMOs and all stuff, that all that is cloning. That's like modifying the whole scientific cells and genomes and all that type of stuff. But an actual animal, 1885, like there was no cars out, but there was cloning animals.
All right, so I'm kind of
And then
like,
and
oh,
then
go ahead,
17 years after that, a salamander was cloned.
All right, so I'm looking at the question too, and I'm trying to like break down this whole process in my head. So it says the process of cloning for scientists. The scientists first have to take the egg cell, right? So the egg cell is the female, cell, right? The
Mm-hmm.
somatic cell, I'm assuming that's the sperm cell.
Your guess is as good as mine, brother.
Right? I mean, I don't know what does somatic mean. Only reason why I'm saying that is because it's like in order to create life, you need the female, reproductive cell. You need the male reproductive cell. So you need the sperm cell, which is the male cell, the egg cell, which is the female cell. So I'm assuming based off of what that says, the somatic cell must be the male cell. So it
says somatic cells, any cell of a living organism other than the reproductive cells. So no, it's not.
That's not what that is. But all right, well, I don't understand that part. I'm like, isn't it only the egg and the sperm that creates life? So I don't know that, that other somatic cell part is.
Maybe the sea urchin doesn't need, because there's animals
That's
that
true.
don't need.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Take out the nucleus just to have the egg cell. The nucleus is fused with the denucleated egg cell, and then the cell is a clone.
Mm-hmm. Man, the other day I seen a video where somebody grew a whole chicken out of a egg, but the egg didn't have a top on it, and it wasn't like in an incubator. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He just grew it like on the top of his desk. That shit blew my mind.
Oh shit! Did you ever seen the joint? I forgot exact, man. I swear I don't know if this was a real video. I seen this shit on YouTube, and there's an actual name for it where they take like an egg, and then they'll take like male, human sperm, and they'll like put the human sperm inside the egg and then incubate it, right? So I remember I watched this video where a dude, I'm telling you, there's a name for the creature, right, that comes out of it. So I seen a video where a dude like created that shit, and then like the little being was born, and as soon as the shit came off, he just smashed it immediately. Is that what it is? Okay.
Nah, but this is the dude growing it out of just like a half an egg. Like injecting it. I don't know what he's injecting it with.
It has to be some sort of sperm, right? Or some sort of.
I think he's like doing it like periodically. Out of a supermarket egg too.
But the funny thing about it is that the little creature that came out when the dude took the human sperm cell and put it inside the egg, it was like not what this chicken looks like, but at the beginning stages, it did kind of look something like that.
Mm. Yeah, man. I mean, isn't it kind of like will we be like
playing God?
Yeah, playing God, or
and that's the other thing. So crazy. It's like, all right, so any being that exists in the universe that God didn't create, that wasn't didn't come into an existence naturally, is that an abomination? Is that like a curse? Are you going against the natural order of the universe when man decides to create life instead of letting nature take its course? But then again, at the same time, how can you say that? Are your children's clones to you? Are your children, just a copy of you at the end of the day? That's really all they are. It's just a copy of you mixed with someone else. So it's like,
yeah, but that's natural. Like you doing.
That's what I'm saying.
You're doing within the womb. This is
natural
the way
order with which what life is created. It's not like you create life in a lab.
A petri dish. Yeah,
out of petri dish. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And that's also like the whole like Pet Cemetery thing. You know what I'm saying? Like his daughter died, or whoever daughter died, and they, he took the dead body and made it out of the dead body into a living thing and all that stuff. But like, who's to say? Like, I know there's something like when you grab that energy that's not like with inside the womb, you grab it from an outside source. Who doesn't say like that's like not corrupted? You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean. That makes a lot of sense. It's like how I put it. It's like life didn't come from the natural process of creating life. It's like, okay, so what is that spirit that gave that body life? You know what I'm saying? It's not that wasn't.
It's not protected.
That spirit didn't come from you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like you didn't put that life into that cell that created that body. You know what I'm saying? Or created that person. So it's like, okay, if you take somebody who is dead and then you create a new life form through somebody who's dead, okay, then what is the life force that like gives that body life, because that didn't come from the original source, which is the Father. You know what I'm saying? It's like that spirit didn't come from the original source. So it's like, okay, so where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you take a dead body and give it life? That means that some entity had to go into there that's outside of the original creator. Like you know what I'm saying? We create our children, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. They're like, every person came from their parents. So it's like, if a person dies and then they're given life, then where does that spark of life come from? You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
there has to be some sort of outside entity. And you know how they say like, you know, some people died and it's like the person who's willing to move on to the afterlife moves on. Then you have some people who are still attached to physical reality, so their spirit will still be floating around amongst this, like, you know, world, even though, you know, it's like an attachment to the physical life. So it'd be like, oh, a spirit that's not registered. You know how like in what's that movie we was talking about with Jamie Foxx with the cartoon joint?
Oh, Soul.
So you know how Soul, like all the spirits was like kind of like moving to the all, but like, you know how they say like ghosts are basically spirits who are attached to the physical realm or not ready to leave yet. So it's like the reason why they're attached is an imbalance in their spirit. So it's like kind of like you're not supposed to be bound to anything physical. So a spirit who's not connecting itself with it all, into the all, is still, you know, connected to spirit life. So it's like it has to be a corrupted spirit that will actually go into the life of the body of, like, you know, a Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have to be a corrupted spirit, because a true spirit knows that it doesn't need a body, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like it knows that it doesn't need a body. So for you to feel like you need a body means you're attached to this, you know, physical life, if that makes sense. So it's like that's the reason why, you know, they always say, like, you know, clones, the Frankensteins, all that shit is like they're always like kind of like
the evil version of
yeah,
it.
exactly, because it's a how we was talking about earlier. It's like you have urges, right? It's like if you have urges, you're not completely, like, you know, centered. So it's like that spirit who's still attached to the physical life is like kind of like in the same ballpark. It's like does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like so that has to be a corrupted spirit. Like it's like literally, if you would choose the body of a dead person over being one with the all, with the creator, that means you have to be attached to physical life.
It's even like when we creating like on a smaller artistic scale, and you, like how we talked about last week, you making a beat and it comes from a certain place, or you know, you making a verse, or you painting a painting, all the inspiration comes from a certain place. But if you're making a whole person and you have no control of where that comes from, who's to say like that, you know, some type of entity don't jump into that, you know what I'm saying? Don't jump into that opportunity to take over that, because it's not conceived in the actual normal setting.
Exactly. And I think that plays a part. I think that's exactly how what creates that whole situation. You know, and you know, like I always go back to the Kabbalion as a reference. Is like, you know, the whole key or the goal is to live as a spirit in the body. You know what I'm saying? You have to actually like remember that you are not your body, you are a spirit in your body. So it's like, you know, you have to kind of like you know, come to that understanding and live life as a spirit in the body. So it's like, you know, as far as cloning and like, you know, Frankenstein bringing life back from the dead, you know, that's kind of like tied into the, you know, like why would a spirit want to come back into a body that's, you know, that didn't decompose? You know what I'm saying? It's like when we come into this life, when we're born, we're going into fresh body, fresh egg cell, fresh human form. Is, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you didn't have a choice. But then it's like if you took a body that already existed and then put your life back into it, that has to be a corrupted spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it already experiences physical life and has an attachment to it. Where when you're a child, I mean not a child, but it's like it's a brand new baby. That baby don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
just adapting to the circumstance.
Adapting to the circumstance, but the spirit that goes into a body that's dead already. Has to be a corrupted spirit.
Mm.
And it's funny. I think that's kind of what the movies be trying to tell you. That's why almost every time there's like a Frankenstein come back from the dead type character in every fucking movie, they're like always evil. Like every time. So
isn't that kind of like what stem cells is though? Like why would you want like stem cell rejuvenation when it like comes from something that's already deceased, kind of, for real?
Isn't that the same thing as getting a heart transplant, a kidney transplant, a lung transplant?
Right. It could come from an evil person.
Yeah, that's true. And I definitely have read shit or heard stories where they say like a person will get like an arm transplant or like
try to choke you out.
No. But they'll get like a transplant, like they get a kidney transplant, and then they'll actually start having memories from the other person's kidney. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's kind of how crazy it is. But it's like when you attach another person's cells to your body, like that information, that DNA that's within that other person becomes you. It's almost like if I take my hard drive out of my fucking laptop and put it in somebody else's laptop. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like all the information that was in my laptop is now in their shit. So it's like if you take, if someone's an organ donor and they, donate their organ to you, you're gonna like, upload, you know what I'm saying, or download or whatever the fuck it is, the information that, it's like that you'll download or upload the experiences that other person went through, you know what I'm saying, because that information is in their DNA. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. And then talking about stem cells, like, or any like cloning and stuff. Cloning happens a lot in like agriculture.
Yeah.
GMOs and like if you go to like, I love shopping at Aldi, but if you like turn a lot of stuff like that's in jars or cans of stuff over, it will say this has been genetically
modified. I've seen that.
They say engineered on that jump too.
Yep.
Genetically engineered.
A lot of that shit be created in labs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Almost everything. I mean, we talked about that a few weeks ago.
So like that's cloning.
Impossible Burgers. That's basically fucking cloning. You know what I'm saying?
Why they call it impossible?
Because it's like, how the fuck did we take all this vegetable shit and create meat? I guess.
Do you know what? All right, the impossible shit, right? But do you know about cultured meat? Or culture? Is it cultured?
I think cultured, something like that.
Yeah, cultured meat.
Nah.
They like really like. I mean, we already like kind of like suspected. Like I remember there was like a report like a long time ago saying like McDonald's is like only like 85% like actual beef. Taco Bell's like 65% beef. Wendy's is like 90% beef or some shit like that. The rest is like fillings and stuff like that. But there's actual like
soy and shit.
But cultured beef is harvesting muscle cells from a living cow and then making pretty much beef out of that stuff. So you actually growing the shit out of petri dishes.
Well, you know what's so crazy? It says scientists then feed and nurture the cells. So just think about that, right? So let's say we take the muscle cells from a living cow. What if like on a micro level, it's like just a whole bunch of mini fucking cows, like just close, you know what I'm saying? Just close grouped together. Then you're feeding them and then it just grows into like this big ass meat tissue. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
It is biologically exactly the same as the meat tissue that comes from a cow, but it's not. The cells grow into strands. 20,000 of these small strands of meat are then combined to create one normal size hamburger. Bruh.
That sounds sick. Just reading it. It's like, what the fuck?
But you got like sometimes like close your eyes, just eat it.
So basically what they're saying is like they'll just basically take a piece of a cow and then they'll like create like make it grow into a burger. Basically, that's what they're saying.
Because cows cause greenhouse gas 20 times more potent than carbon dioxide through their farts. But it's like the mass production of it. But that's like another story. But it's just saying, I'm just saying like, how we are like really, I don't know, just engineering
nature
out here.
But even right here, because it seems a little. I'm just reading a little. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. It just seems like it's a little bullshit right here. It says livestock contributes to global warming through unchecked releases of methane,
Yeah,
greenhouse gas.
that's like
Like
the big
nigga, everybody farts, nigga. It's like 8 billion niggas on Earth. Like really? So we're gonna sit there and say niggas farting is a fucking problem? And
Okay, but what if they're saying the farts is because of their diet? Like because cows aren't supposed to be eating like that big corn feed that makes them fat, make them gluttonous. They make them better for the slaughter and stuff like that. So what if that is actually contributing to this whole greenhouse effect? Even though I don't believe in all that, what they call it, like climate control and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They saying all the shit like feeds into that.
I mean, it may, but what we gonna do? We gonna start like offing humans and shit because we eat fucking burgers that have some genetically modified shit that when we fart it's like fucking up the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. It just seems like bullshit to me. It just does. Even the whole global warming. It's like okay, this must be an agenda that's being pushed. Like it's like, oh, we know we need the culture beef because of global warming. It's like that. That's what that shit sounds like.
Yeah, that's wild. That just sounds like we have to, cut corners any way we can. And like, what's the benefit?
And it's like, look, it says culture beef is likely a more sustainable option that will change the way we eat and think about food forever. All right, this is what I'll be trying to say. Like, okay, I'm not against new age science, quote unquote, but human beings have been existing for billions of fucking years. Like, it's like, why the fuck do we need to change?
You think it's off and on?
What you mean?
We've been existing off and on billions of years?
I mean, niggas, somebody had to be fucking somebody for us to still be here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it can't be off and on. Like, somebody had, like, people have been smashing nonstop, you know what I'm saying, for billions of years. That's the only reason why we're still here. So, I mean, I think that, it just I feel like for us right now in this new age like shit is like, oh, we need to eat like this, we need to drink like this, we need to I'm like, but at the end of the day, humans have been able to exist without none of this information, without none of this technology, without none of these GMOs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why all of a sudden now we feel the need to change? All that's telling me is like, it's big business, mass productions, you know what I'm saying? Mass product, we gotta make meat faster. We don't have enough live cows to make meat faster here, so let's create meat in the lab.
All the supply chain stuff that we talk
exactly.
about.
So and instead of telling people that we're trying to make money, let's just tell them that like it's better for them because of niggas farting too much and it's fucking up the environment.
Cows,
yeah, exactly. It's like, nigga, that sounds like complete bullshit, bro. Like, come on, man. There was probably more cows on the earth before y'all started slaughtering them niggas and turning them into burgers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so now it's like, oh, it's too many cows farting and it's fucking up the atmosphere. That don't make no goddamn sense.
But they're also producing more cows more than ever. So
I mean, but like this is what I believe. I think that there is.
I don't think there's no such thing as like. I mean, there's farms, per se, but for the most part, it's factories. So
yeah,
maybe they are producing too much.
I mean, I don't know. I don't believe in that whole concept of producing too much because I'll be thinking like, in order for us all to, I feel like all living forms is meant to like share this life, share this world, this universe's existence. So it's like mother, you know what I'm saying? It's like the creator would not allow all life to exist if it wasn't enough for all life to exist. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be enough abundance for all life. Like the creator would not allow something to be born that couldn't sustain itself. The only reason why it seems like there's not enough is because of man. The creator is always going to make sure that every life form is a child of the creator. So it's like, how you going to sit there and tell me that the creator didn't create enough resources for all of his children? It don't make no fucking sense. They're like, man creates that. And man creates it, puts it in a position because man had wants more than what he needs. You know what I'm saying? Like we take more than what we need. But if everything was fair, like, bro, there wouldn't be no need for population control. There's too many people. I think like put it like this, nigga. how many motherfucking blades of grass exist right now on the planet? Like blades of grass, right? It's like, come on, bro. You mean to tell me there's not enough soil for another fucking blade of grass? So what separates humans from blades of grass, nigga? Like you have to, like life, you know what I'm saying? It's like life is abundant. Like there's enough for all to exist. But when you develop a scarcity mindset where you think it's not enough for everybody, and that's when you try to take more for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think that goes against like the overall nature of the universe, or the nature of the creator. Like we would not exist if it wasn't enough for everybody. That's how I look at shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I don't believe in that whole like it's too many people to exist on Earth. Like nigga, how the fuck is there too many people to exist on Earth? Like nigga, you was born yesterday, right? That means that you're fine. Like what the fuck? The creator, God or the creator, whatever you want to call him, would not have allowed you to be born if there wasn't enough for you to sustain yourself. So that's how I be looking at shit.
Yeah, but people do take advantage of to make it seem the way. So
yeah, because they want to benefit themselves, and like I said, if you want to be selfish, then of course when you're selfish, you taking more than what you need. So when you take more than you need, you're taking away from somebody else. So yeah.
All right, let's get back on.
Didn't Arnold Schwarzenegger have he had a clone movie, didn't he?
He did.
I feel like he did. I could be tripping, but I thought I could have sworn Arnold Schwarzenegger had a clone movie.
I think he did.
I know he had that movie where he gave birth or some shit like that.
When he was Danny DeVito brother?
Yeah, that was called like Twins or some shit like that.
Yeah. Maybe he was a clone then. I don't know. Movies back then was wild.
I feel like the movies was way better in like the late 80s, early 90s. The 80s movies.
It was wild because the stories were so original.
But exactly, but everything now just seems so politicized. But I feel like back in the day, those movies was like niggas just wanted to give you something just different. You know what I'm saying? Everything just seemed more organic back in the day. Like you think there'll ever be like another Boys in the Hood and shit like that? I don't think those movies.
No.
It's like Boys in the Hood is they definitely going to throw like
sprinkle. It'd be ruining it.
The political shit.
It'd be that, and just also like the cameras be like it don't seem authentic. Like I feel like when you watch like those 80s movies and 90 movies, the like the video of it look actual like film. Like now it's like too like cheesy. It's bright. You don't pay attention to that?
I know what you're saying.
It's like too bright. It's like digital. I don't like that shit.
That's probably what they're aiming for. They just want that shit colorful, bright, keep your attention. Like you said, I remember you was talking about The Harder They Fall. Like it had that movie video, a music video feel to it.
Right. It was
very colorful.
But like if you watch like those like Heat, Godfellas, or even like the Boys in the Hood, all that stuff, like the film aspect of it, like it looked like actual film. Like it was a point in time they was capturing all that stuff. But you look at movies now, it's like
maybe they're trying to make it shit too HD, like make it.
It's too. It's like I don't know. It don't look like a photo. I don't know. That's just me.
I know what you mean.
Speaking about actresses and clones, they say a lot of actresses, are clones. Have you seen this meme before? Like how all these joints look the same. They call them templates. Like there's a template to make the same bitch over and over and over and over.
So they're not the same person?
Nah. the top joint is what's old girl name from Wolf of Wall Street, and she's Harley Quinn.
I don't know that. Like they look familiar, but I don't know the name.
Yeah, and then you remember Jamie Presley on the bottom?
Which one? Middle? Nigga, they all look the same to me.
Exactly.
I'm trying to figure out who.
Bottom, middle. They say these are templates.
I remember when the Olsen twins went through their little era when they was looking just like what's that one chick? Was it Jennifer Aniston? I forget. No. Was it what was her name? Ally McBeal or some shit? I remember
Oh,
The
I remember
Olsen
that old
twins.
show.
The Olsen twins. Oh no, you know what? I think they was trying to look like Cameron Diaz. I remember the Olsen. Like there was a period where everybody in Hollywood was trying to look just like Cameron Diaz. It was like kind of weird.
They could never. But yeah, look at all these. They call them templates.
That make a lot of sense though. I think what happens is, Hollywood be like, okay, society is kind of like, drawn to a certain look. So, and this
JKC Bra said they're fucking clones. Straight up.
Probably are.
They probably, I don't know, could be. It's the same face. Or just they got the same makeup artist. I don't know.
All right, but don't you be thinking like those fucking K-pop characters?
Those could be clones.
Them motherfuckers don't even look human. Like they don't look like they have a soul in their bodies. like them
robots.
Niggas, they look like straight robots. Like
just dancing and singing.
Children, they was like, forget your dreams, forget your natural inclinations, nigga. You're gonna fucking dance and you're gonna sing, and them niggas just be turning to like robots. Like that's how them little K-pop niggas be coming across. Like you don't think them K-pop dudes is kind of creepy? Let's be real, bro. Them K-pop niggas be looking creepy as shit. Yeah. But them motherfuckers is taking over the world. Like that's like the biggest shit right now.
Yeah. They probably have like a movie.
Shit, my wife's sisters be listening to them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? Them K-pop niggas. Shit, what you mean? Them K-pop niggas, they hit all genres, like all demographics. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised like how many little young black girls be listening to them K-pop niggas. Like I'm telling you, they be out. I'm telling you.
I couldn't. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they say a lot of entertainers are Gucci Mane. I don't believe that though.
I don't believe that. I think it's just hard for people to believe that lean.
Somebody can make a
because that nigga
transformation on you.
Exactly. Remember Gucci had like a pregnant belly. Like that nigga's it looked unhealthy. It did. It was like one of them unhealthy looking joints. And then that nigga just transformed. And he told his story. He was like his doctor said, nigga, you was drinking lean. You wasn't drinking no water. Like you was pretty much like killing yourself.
Eating steak and shrimp all the time.
Yeah, just eating horribly. And then he was like,
in the South.
At that moment, he said that's when he had to fix his shit. He said he stopped taking all drugs, all that shit, and changed his life. But the thing is,
I mean, if you locked up, I mean, you ain't got no choice.
You ain't got no choice but to clean. Yeah, like I'm telling you, being locked up, if you want to transform, nigga, that's the time because you ain't got nothing else to do, no other distractions. Just fucking working out all day.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think he was a clone.
I don't believe in that. They say the same thing about Kodak Black too.
Kodak? Yeah, I don't know. It's not like he blew up.
Hey, but JKC bro said he said movies is the way they subliminally tell us the truth so they don't accumulate karma and stuff. Straight up. I do. I think movies, TV shows, commercials. You ever see those Taco Bell commercials where they be trying to like play on the conspiracy theory shit?
Yeah, they use the eye.
Yeah, I'm like,
the whole time the whole Taco Bell like eye is a reptilian eye.
Oh,
you repeat
on
that?
Top of that, okay. Did you see? Okay, so you seen the hold on real quick. You seen Young Dolph's like one of his last videos before he passed, right?
His album was Paper Chase Illuminati.
Oh yeah, exactly. But one of his videos, the nigga was like, what's the name of that joint? Talking to my scale. Yeah. Exactly, but I didn't even pick up on it. It's so weird. I didn't even pick up on it. I watched that video and it never clicked. And then I'm watching this nigga got the chicks in the video throwing up the diamond and everything, like with the eye and all that shit.
And then flash on like on the back of the screen. Yeah.
So it's like, he might have been dabbling. Just to keep it real, he
could have. Yeah. Damn dog.
I'm sorry. And you know what's another thing? He did that Can't Live Without joint. I don't know. Certain little media joints be telling me like, it'd be kind of like, let me know. Because I remember before Nipsey passed, he did that little 21 questions joint, or it's like the joint when you question your partner. You know that joint when they like interview each other?
It was like on GQ or something like that.
Yeah, and then I think Dolph did the Can't Live Without joint. So ever since Nipsey passed after doing that whole like, interviewing your partner shit, it just have always had me question like, like, okay, so and so did that same kind of interview. Oh, so and so did that. So I don't know. When I seen that shit with Dolph, it was like that can't live without shit. I was like, that's I don't know. Just me trying to connect the dots. It was like that just shit just can't seem kind of interesting to me and shit. But it is very coincidental that Young Dolph kind of like started, right before he passed, he started fucking with that shit. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's true. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that just connecting the dots, it seemed kind of strange. And did you know that he what's the name? He's cousins with what's the name that died last year? Juice WRLD. Him and Juice WRLD is cousins.
They cousins?
They cousins, nigga. Him and Juice WRLD is cousins.
They from like different parts of the fucking
I don't know.
country.
That shit came out. It said, he's originally from Chicago, though. I don't know where Juice WRLD is from. No, Dolph is originally from. Where's Juice WRLD from?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I had no
I ain't listen to him like that too.
I don't know.
Yeah, JKC bro said just a coincidence. No, bro, no coincidence, man. I'm just saying, it's just crazy how this should be playing out, man.
Juice WRLD and Dolph is cousins.
Yeah, I seen that shit. It was
like two different, like that's the Midwest and the South, like.
Yeah, but Dolph is originally from Chicago.
No idea.
Let's see. According to reports, Young Dolph and Juice WRLD were cousins. It says it right there.
On what?
TheSun.com. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, family ties were Young Dolph and Juice WRLD related.
And the source. That's interesting.
But what's the like? Ain't that random as hell the connection between them two?
And both of them had them videos where Juice WRLD had the whole pentagram in his video. I don't know, dog.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I don't know, but I'm just saying, bro. This industry is crazy, and it's so funny how like a lot of these people in the industry, like they be in this joint. Like it's like somebody always got a relative. Somebody always like oh, so and so took a picture with Jermaine Dupri when they was 7. It's like how the fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's like how the hell did that little nigga like just so happen to just be bumping shoulders and now here, even what's her name? What's that chick? The girl. Her, like you ever notice how? Okay, but you ever notice
like
how
a child prodigy?
But you ever notice how a lot of these artists,
amazing.
If you look at their album covers, you look at it, they always have like the one eye covered. It's like that left eye is always covered and shit. But look, right,
Rick Ross.
If you look at what's it called? If you go to her album cover, she has the joint literally where one eye is covered and then the other joint is highlighted. If you look at Kevin Hart's, if you look at his the cover to that joint, what's it called? Where he did the joint about being a dad. What's that movie where it was like look at the he has one eye covered on this shit. It's the same thing. What's the joint with Kevin Hart where he played like it was like Fatherhood, Kevin Hart Fatherhood. And if you actually look at the little joint that they used on Netflix for the
asshole.
Yeah, but if you look at the image that they use as the cover on Netflix, he had like the baby he was laying on his back, and the baby had one of his eyes covered, and he had like his right eye covered and his left eye was exposed. I'm looking on Google right now for that picture, but I don't see one. But if you go on Netflix and you click on it, it's him laying on the bed and got the baby's foot over one of his eyes. If you go on Her's album cover, you'll see a picture of her like where one eye is dark and the other joint is highlighted. It's like the same shit. Like if you pay attention to a lot of these celebrities and you look at these pictures of them, they always seem to have one eye covered and the other one highlighted. Yeah, even JKC bro said again, he said, you guys heard of all presidents were related by blood. I don't know about Trump, but yeah, it's crazy. Like even Obama was related to the Bushes.
To the Bushes, yep.
Like, come on, man.
And a little girl like drew the diagram that showed all that stuff possible too. Like confirmed it.
I'm just saying, bro.
Yep. That's that whole. But isn't that kind of like cloning? if you making sure you keeping it in what's that called, like
I know what you're
eugenics.
talking about. Yeah, it's because they was talking about that with the blue bloods.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying that basically these niggas knew who they were, so in order to keep the agenda going, they had to keep reproducing with each other. Because if they let, it's almost like if they let a non-evil energy into their circle, then it could corrupt the agenda. So it's like we had to keep reproducing with each other in order to not allow another, genetic, another, spirit to, corrupt what we trying to do. So that's the reason why a lot of them are cousins, and they kept. There was this
So they just got
movie
no problem. Like, okay, I do it.
because they have to. They gotta keep
Yeah.
that shit together. There was that Secret Rulers joint was explaining that. I told you that was one of the first videos I seen that like opened my mind up to all this shit. It was like it literally said that like the royal, the powers that be in the world, they keep having kids with each other, so they don't allow nobody else to infiltrate their
And
shit.
that's why a lot of them have like blood diseases too.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like hemophiliacs and
yep, because they're splicing DNA that's too similar. It's like if you having sex with people who have similar DNA to you actually like create people with issues.
That's like having, if you have a clone has a clone, it's gonna be fucked up.
Yep.
Just like a multiplicity. That was the stupid one.
But see how they tell you in the movies, nigga. They tell you because I guarantee you. Because I guarantee you, they've seen it and it's happened before.
Multiplicity. I like pizza, Steve. Nigga was dumb.
All right, so JKC bro said, yeah, that's rando, man. Man, fuck. I hear it's because their genes go back to when we were genetically engineered by beings who came to this realm and affected us and shit. And the ruling beings had their genes continue, and it goes into politicians in the ruling class that has most influence over the population and farm and shit. I mean, yeah, the Bushes, the Clintons, all the motherfuckers, it seems like they're all related, connected.
Look how they grow old. They just look like in bad shape.
I know. Just look at fucking Biden.
Half dead.
You know what I'm saying? Like these niggas be looking terrible when they get old. I don't even think I see old people on the streets that be looking as bad as these niggas. Like they look horrible.
And then the whole Biden shit, how he got like them pictures, it looked like he wearing a mask or something. So is that motherfucker clone? When he be having good days, is that the clone? Or
no, that's they be shooting that nigga up with it. He be taking that adrenochrome. If he ain't taking adrenochrome, they be fucking shooting that nigga
a little
up.
bump.
Like I've literally seen this nigga Joe Biden. Like, bruh, your old ass definitely shot some shit up in your body before
I think either yesterday or the day before they got a video of him saying he was reading a teleprompter and it says end quote and he read end quote. Like how Will Ferrell.
Let's be real. Joe Biden should not be the president of the United States. He's barely living. Let's be real, bro. He's barely fucking living. Like, let's be real. Like, come on, man. Like, he's kind of just a body. He's kind of like just here to be the. That's why what president have you from your memories? You know what I'm saying? In recent memory, like what president? Ford. You just don't fucking see. Like Joe Biden.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Joe Biden and Kamala are the least like visible presidents or president, vice president I've ever fucking seen. Like they don't.
We got the internet, so how's that possible? How they missing? We got the internet. You're supposed to be available all the time. They should have a fucking Big Brother simultaneous White House camera at all times.
Something, bro. Like that shit just don't make no sense.
Keeping up with the Kardashians type.
Even Bill Clinton sometimes. You don't know how like sometimes you see Bill Clinton, he be looking old like as shit, like he barely surviving, and then all of a sudden you see him again, and this nigga like just look energetic. He almost look like he got the spirit of a 25-year-old. It's like how the fuck you go from literally looking like
that damn American Horror Story, the last joint, dude. Got all that adrenochrome in it.
That's what I'm saying. But Biden and Clinton definitely have that same thing where it's like one day you'll see them niggas look like they're like on fucking life support, and then you see them another day and they moving like they're 25. It's like how the fuck does that happen?
Also, it'd be probably like that plasma stuff too. Like that's probably like another type of replenishing. Like how like when was it like Peyton Manning when he got injured with his neck and he went to like Germany and he got the they like injected plasma in his neck to
I know what
save
you're
him.
talking about.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. That's kind of like sketchy, like on the ethical side of like health, just like the clone shit. Sketchy.
You're probably right, man. But at the end of the day, we don't really know exactly what what
Stem
the
cells. That's
purpose.
probably
Yeah,
sketchy.
the
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah, we don't even. And it's so crazy. Even that, like, how many times, like, through your life, you're like, "Oh, stem cell research. Oh, we need stem cell." Blah, blah, blah. But
Where's
like,
it
what
coming
is the
from?
true agenda behind that shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's
Because
the
I think
goal?
sometimes we hear like terms like stem cell research for the betterment of human beings, and we don't think twice. We're like, "Oh, stem cells. Oh, they're just taking the stems from the cells and they're just trying to make us better." Like you know what I'm saying? You'll end up supporting some shit and you don't even know what the true agenda
Right.
is behind that shit. Just because you've heard the term so many
Have you
fucking
seen
times.
The Island, the movie The Island with
Nah,
Scarlett
but
Johansson and
all I got from that shit was oh, that's Epstein Island. That's all I got from it. It was like,
nah. It was an island, right? So I think it was like Scarlett Johansson and Michael Clark Duncan was on that junk and somebody else. But it was a big island and they was like, in paradise, they had a job and stuff. Everybody on the job had like a job. And then people would get uh every like I guess like Friday night or something. It was like a lottery, and then when somebody won the lottery, you get chosen to like leave the island. But when you left the island, you was an actual clone, and you leaving the island with somebody cashing in on your organs because they
wow,
was rich enough to have you as a clone.
that's crazy. But
Yeah, I think that
that
was
probably happens
Michael
in
Bay.
real life.
Yeah, that's a
That
Michael
probably
Bay
happens
movie.
in real life, bro.
Exactly.
You have no idea. Like a nigga with money that you can't imagine could have you killed and create another one of you if he wanted to.
Bruh, but this all right, so this whole clone shit, right? I want to get into like the actual like what people try to trace this like story back from. There's a company called Clone Aid, like based in like Canada or something. But yeah, they're connected to like this weird cult, like where they believe aliens started this race and all that stuff. But Clone Aid actually said they already cloned a baby, and there was actually like a couple in West Virginia said they was willing to pay $500,000 to clone their dead son.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if I get the screenshot.
I don't know. That's kind of scary,
All right,
man.
here's George Bush even saying like we should watch out for like cloning, like private clone companies and stuff like that. He was telling the Senate to like we ain't doing this. George Bush. This is a transcript from, but this is Clone A story. This is a CNN article. You gotta like go on this like website to look.
That was in
Like,
2003. So that
mm-hmm.
means that boy right now is 18 years old. Where is he at and what the fuck is he doing? That nigga might be a whole X-Men right now. We don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
I want to find a jump where they say the West Virginian couple was willing to pay 500,000. But the weird part is this cult that's the actual like head of this company. So I don't believe this.
You said a cult, but that's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's kind of weird to deal with. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna be completely.
You ever
real,
seen that cult though on like Vice? If you see these people, you'd be like, nah.
But bro, look at it like this, right? Let's say like let's say you had a family member that passed, and like it's like, oh, I want to create a clone of him. It's like,
if you had the bread,
you know that's not them though. You know that's not them. So that's kind of weird within itself right there. That's like a little. That's not them. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to play with that. Yeah. I just think that's kind of weird within itself. You can't clone the spirit. You can clone a body. You can't clone the spirit. It's like at the end of the day, people are cloning bodies, nigga. They're not cloning spirits. So who's ever given that body its life force? It's not the same. It's not your child. You see what I'm saying? It's like you created that life force through creating that child through sex, but it's like if you create that child, through cloning, nigga, sex that didn't come from you. That's what I'm saying. That's not you. That's not you. That's in
The
that
natural
child.
process.
Exactly. So you can't trust that. That's not nothing to play with. I think kind of the challenges of life is like kind of like, you know, you gotta learn to not be attached to, you know, the world, if that makes sense. So it's, when people do things like this, that's just, you know, the same thing as a spirit that, you know, is not willing to move on with the all. It's like because they're still attached to the physical. It's like the same shit. It's like I'm attached to this person, so I want to create a clone of them, you know, because of my ego. It's just weird, man. This shit is just weird. We've cloned a baby, says cult. Like even the fact they calling that shit a cult.
It's a cult. But the thing is, like, it was even brought up in, you know, in like the judiciary side. Like they got sued. Like, why are y'all trying to do this? It was like dismissed by the FDA. It was dismissed by. But who's to say, you know, those secret projects on the back burner doing all this stuff?
JKC Broad just said, I hear that they just keep cloning human beings underground to form adrenochrome and shit. Fuck so much shit we don't know. Hey, bro, I wouldn't be surprised that they do that shit. Think about this. Think about this right now. Like some of the fucking chicken and the steak and shit that we eat, like you'll sit there and you'll go to the grocery store and you'll see like a steak cut, right? You'll be like, oh shit, look at that. That's a steak. Nigga, you don't know what the fuck they cut that shit from, nigga. That shit might have been a blob of beef. You know, it might have been a blob. Shit. It might have been a blob of cow that they cut a steak from. But you think like, oh, okay, that's a steak. It came from a normal grown cow. Nigga, that might have been a blob of fucking cow that they cut. You know what I'm saying? It's like that it's like it's the same shit. It's like they might actually.
What about those cows that be like just diesel? Look like goddamn
same shit. So it's like, okay, we'll have adrenochrome. They might clone humans. Like I know this shit is getting weird and creepy. But I'm just saying, like nigga, remember what was it? When a nigga was like literally drinking human blood through a straw, he would stick the straw into the people who like, nigga, how you know they not doing the same shit? It could be a blob of a human hanging from like you know how like in the butcher shop they have the cows like hanging from like a little joint, like it'd be like the butcher. It's like, nigga, you got a human being, like just like I remember it was the It movie back in the day, and the little clown joint literally would put a straw into the body and just start drinking the shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, bro, like, what do you mean? You don't think they did not doing that shit now? Like, it's like I'm gonna take human DNA and create a like lifeless form just to drink from. He said, yeah, JKC brought.
But it can't be that good though.
Oh, but it's not about that. It's just the fact that you're getting human, like
it's like the free-based version of
exactly, nigga. But it don't matter. It's like when you an addict, right? It's like when you an addict, it's like, you know, you still getting that. It's like, okay, yeah. I didn't have to
kill why they look so old now.
I didn't have to kill a child. I just had a blob of human. You know what I'm saying? To drink his blood. It's like that type of shit.
That's why they're giving all this money to these universities making this weird ass shit.
That could be says, true. Yeah, hard out. They use the waste of farmed humans that they got the adrenochrome from and literally put that shit into McDonald's, KFC, any fast food, bro. Heaps of cases where they find human limbs.
I remember KFC said they use fake chickens, so
I would like I said, bro, anything is possible to me, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If you just watch like simple like documentaries like the you know, what's the jump, the fast food jump?
Oh, can't fucking remember that shit.
With McDonald's.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I just can't remember the name of that shit.
Yeah, I'm burnt out. But what was that junk? Fast Food Me?
Nah, it was something else. It wasn't Fast Food Me.
Super Size Me.
Super Size Me.
I just made some Super Size Me. And then the second junk too was about chicken. So and how unhealthy chickens are. Yeah.
I mean, even all that, the thing with, you know, chickens and shit is like, you know, it's like the way that the creature dies that you eat is like if it was in a state of fear when it died.
Most of them junks can't even walk. They're just like big breasted, you know, big wing.
Nigga, I seen the video where they just straight up showed a chicken blob, and I was like, "That's where they get your chicken from." I was
But
like,
bro,
"Wow."
like we used to eat like chicken wings and fried chicken wings, fried rice, mumbo sauce, and all that stuff. Where have you seen those jumbo wings in the store? We used to get back in the day, like Kenny's and shit like that. Have you
Never.
seen those size wings in the store?
Not like that. Nah.
Nah, not lately. Not since I've been an adult.
Nah. For real, the only time you ever seen like wings that big is if it's turkey wings. That shit don't be
Right.
chicken
And
wings.
we was eating 3 wings, and you know what I'm saying?
And you get, I know, I never thought about that shit, but
Yeah.
goddamn it, nigga,
Where was they
that
getting them jumps from?
motherfucking, that mumbo sauce, that shit be fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing about nigga wing, like a 5-piece
3
wing dinner,
jumbo
nigga,
wings. They
with
used to
some
call them
fries,
jumbo wings.
bro, and some
What the fuck is a jumbo wing?
Steroided chicken.
Mm-hmm. So, like, do you think like a form of clones is? Remember, like when celebrities was like always like having twins, like back to back to back to back.
Yeah, like children.
Yeah, like what do they consider like that? Like, what is that method of making sure you have, or you making sure your child has blue eyes, brown hair? You know what I'm saying? That's a form of cloning, right?
Yeah, I think even I heard some shit where celebrities are
Like
literally
J
like,
Lo had a
okay,
twin,
well, we're about to
Beyonce
have
had a
twins,
twin,
exactly, and they're going
yeah,
to be like this,
back
and they're
to
going
back
to
to
look
back.
like that. Yeah, I'm sure that shit exists within celebrities. I don't think there's no, coincidence. These
Or
niggas got the money.
is it another like spiritual aspect, like the Gemini? You know what I'm saying? Does it have that type of, you know what I'm saying?
What
That
you
type
mean?
of aspect too.
What you mean? Like, as far as what? Like the
Like some type of like I don't know, like an oracle type, they're trying to, I don't know, whip something up as far as like the whole duality or something with the whole making twins. They making sure they're making twins.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think that's a lot of times what goes in society, like even that shit we were seeing with Kyle Kuzma the other day. A nigga came walked in there, he had that big ass pink ass hoodie, right? So it's like, okay, if we can get the celebrities to do it first, everyone else will follow suit. So it's like kind of like whatever the celebrities be on, if they make it popular, the other people will follow. So I think it's like I think it's the same shit.
Mm.
The celebrities are nothing but tools of social engineering, and so it's like if we
But
can
they definitely guarantee scientifically they can have twins. How's that like setup go? Like you go to I know a doctor, you're gonna, make sure you have twins. Like how's that go? It's weird to me.
No, it's weird, but I think that our normal and celebrity normal is different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some niggas like, yeah,
I just don't like it. I can't imagine myself in the setting like, hey bro, like, you know what I mean? Saying, I know a doctor who can help you out. If you want twins, I can make sure you have twins.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It was weird. And then how I don't know. Michael Jackson, you think them kids his?
Probably not. I think
he
could have used his his DNA and spiced it with someone else's DNA. But
you think like I don't know. You think like they use, if you can make yourself have a twin, you don't think you can like choose like their traits?
Yeah, I would. If someone told me to create a fucking twin of myself, I'd make the most fire nigga I could make.
A creative player.
Yeah, who would it? Like, what the fuck? If I can make a version of me that is like the greatest version of me, I would. What the fuck? Who wouldn't?
Speed, awareness.
Exactly, nigga. I'd be like, nigga, 90-inch vertical. Like, what the fuck? Like, what you mean?
All right, so I said all that to say this. There's a company called CRISPR, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going off their Wikipedia. What's called gene editing. It's like when you can actually, create your traits. CRISPR gene editing. Google that shit.
They're literally like a creative player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man,
this is a real company.
it's so crazy, but I think that it's just even overall the direction we go in society, especially with celebrities. I feel like a lot of these celebrities are like creative players. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's certain people that they put in position. It's like, oh, this person looks like the demographic or the direction we want society to go in. So we're going to create a character who looks like you, who talks like you, who walks like you, and push them into certain directions politically to influence your mind. I don't know if that makes sense, but
CRISPR gene editing is a genetic engineering technique in molecular biology by which the genomes of living organisms may be modified. Boom. Yeah, we might be dabbling too much. Especially if, like, you know what I mean? If we're the clones.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And you never know, man. You just see that whole story of the Anunnaki and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
If we're the clones. If we're the clones and we're making clones, we fucking up. But if we're the clones and we're making clones, that's why people are already evil, because they are the clones. So yeah, I don't know. Nobody knows the real deal. Just want to know about the clone, baby. Clonate, realism. The website look a little janky. The realism documentary that was on Vice look a little janky. I couldn't. I don't know. And then the dude got the whole fucking Sub-Zero outfit on. I can't take that serious as far as the clonate shit. At least maybe the clonate shit is made to look like some foolishness, so the real cloning people can move in the background saying,
"Oh, of course, it's always a diversion, man."
Yeah,
you know,
because like the people that actually look like, in the clonate look like some dumbasses.
I mean, that's why I'm learning about this society and life and just everything going forward, bro. It's like everything is a diversion. There's always like, an agenda, and it's like this, like how you want niggas to see it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right.
This Bama said there's no God. Like the dude that's,
Wait, who said there's no God?
The dude that's ahead of this clonate shit. He believes in UFOs and,
of course, I mean,
leader of the cult. And then his whole, all right, let me share this. His whole sound looks like a Nazi, and yeah. Let's debunk this. This Bama. This is the guy ahead of that cult.
Tell me this nigga don't look creepy as shit though. Like he don't look like he be like. Would you trust that guy?
And he holding on to that damn hair. Leave that shit alone. Give it up. Look at that sculpture in the back. And this is their symbol. The swastika and the star.
With the Nazi joint in the middle, I know.
Yeah. But you don't believe in God. But you got all this God-fearing symbols.
Wait, but who
cults are dangerous, bro.
Who exactly is he though? Like he's
like the leader of this whole Raelism stuff, and he's the one that says that we cloned a baby, and within like I don't know, like he was getting all this money to do it, like raising money to do it, and then he was the first person to put out that news article saying like, oh yeah, we're about to clone a baby, and then George Bush and all them saying we're going to stop your company doing all this. But yeah, this is like the leader of the whole sect.
Hey, click on that picture right there where all the bodies is laying on the ground. It's like that one dude standing, that second joint.
This one
from the left. That shit look crazy.
Yeah, talking to him. But there's cults like this. If you on YouTube that Indian dude that was leading that cult, and they all moved to like Utah, like Montana and stuff. Like, yeah, the whole fucking like
All right, so what do you think even creates the space for people to be on that type of shit?
a cult.
Yeah,
Hmm. To build a cult or to fall in line with the cult.
both. I think. Actually, I'm gonna
To
say
build a
more.
cult, you
I'll
just
say
have
more into falling line. I'm gonna say more to fall in line
a
because I
fall in line.
think
You just
uh,
there's a void, and I don't
there's
know.
a
You need
void.
something. Yeah, you need
uh,
something to fulfill that,
So
and
so basically, the people who join cults have a void, right? That's basically what you're saying.
gotta be because if you had some type of foundation, like there would be no room to be like second guessing
Allow
anything.
yourself to
You
be
yeah
manipulated.
yeah
Exactly. That's the root of all this shit. It's like if you had a true foundation, you know what I'm saying, and your understanding on life and universe, you want to allow other people to, pull you into their world somewhat, you know what I'm saying, per se, right? Um, yeah, man, I think you're right, but it's kind of crazy because I think a lot of people, I read this thing, right? And it said that the average person actually wants to be led. I think a lot of, it's like the average person seeks direction from other people, man and woman, right? So I
Mhm.
think that that's what creates the space for manipulation because a lot of people don't know right from wrong. They don't know, you know, um, the direction or their purpose. I rather say I ain't gonna say I say the purpose. They don't know their purpose, so it's like they need other people to create purpose for them. And I think that's what creates space for cults. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is like your overall purpose is like that's not like your purpose. It's like for the greater good of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if your purpose or your intentions are self-serving, is I don't know. That's basically what I'm trying to get from this. It's like when you get these like super leader ass niggas, they can't be all the way authentic because they wouldn't be a super leader. It's like almost like because everybody knows like every human being like has a purpose on this earth. So it's like if you create a space where everyone can lead themselves in a positive direction that benefits all, I think that works better rather than people just following somebody. It's like if
yeah.
you help the overall population, if you help people find out their true gifts and what God put them on earth to be, to be an asset to reality, and use that to navigate through life rather than following another man. I think that's the issue. I think cults and all that shit comes from other people seeking the answers from others. But it's like if you help other people, like, or not even help, it's like if other people could realize their gifts and their talents and their, what God created them to be, I think that's when, the overall, purpose of life is fulfilled, I guess you would say. So I think that's where these cults go wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are looking to man. It's like, bro, like if you had leaders who taught you to seek God or seek, a greater source, I think that would
Instead of
be more
self, yeah.
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. I think that's where we be missing shit. I think we be trying to follow other men or follow other. It's like kind of like, hey, God created for a bigger
But
purpose.
that's like the whole Instagram shit. Like motherfuckers don't want to fucking actually you know
I know what you're
build
trying to
up.
say.
People don't want to build up like your fellow man. They just want to be like, okay, I want to be praised.
Exactly, but the
Yeah,
thing is, it's not about building up your fellow man. It's about being praised. I agree with that. I think the Instagram thing that causes it to be all fucked up is people looking for likes. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is the average. All right, so this is what I be thinking, right? I think that the average person on earth is like kind of simple, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. No, I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. Like, put it like this: we're in the position we are in because people don't have faith in God. Like they look to man. They be like, oh, so and so with the power, so and so with the influence, I'm gonna follow them. So the morality of the person with the power and the influence that I respect or I appreciate, I'm gonna follow them. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna follow the right. They got power and influence. I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna follow the left. Like this is what I'm saying. We're all human beings. We all have different perspectives. Why does everybody have this fit into the Republican box? Why does everybody have to fit into the, Democratic box? Why does everybody have to fit into the black box, the white box, the Spanish box, the Indian box? It's like, you know what I'm saying? The Hindu box, the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Whatever religion, the Catholic box. It's like, why does everybody have to fit into those boxes? You see what I'm saying? It's like you feel like certain pressures and shit from society to try to make you fit into that. But the point I'm trying to make is like, no matter what your box is, at the end of the day, it's like God put something to everybody to be a positive influence into society. So if we focus on what we have and within us that can benefit others, and then it's like if we cultivate those traits, and it's like put it like this: if my intention on earth is to cultivate those traits within me, and then those traits, I would cultivate those traits into others, right? And then every person I know had that same mindset. Like, I'm gonna cultivate positive traits into everybody I meet. We wouldn't be talking about this shit on this fucking podcast right now. We wouldn't talk. There wouldn't be a picture of this white dude. Or what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to put the focus on the fact that he's white. I'm just saying, like, I'm just talking about the picture. There wouldn't be a picture of this dude right here. Got these niggas laid out. He's standing up and they laid out. Like that means that he's the one that's in control. You see what I'm saying? It's like we shouldn't be even looking like that. Like everybody's whole intention should be to better themselves for the sake of others. And we should be willing to, like, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's like our intention should be to influence others to make their intentions, you know what I'm saying, to make, if that get, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like we should our whole intention to exist is to create a better life for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Not just for ourselves, because we're all part of the same system. Like my actions today could affect another man's children. You know what I'm saying? Or another woman's, like how I raise my kids is going to affect, you know what I'm saying, somebody I've never met before. I'm like, it's going to affect how their kids, you know what I'm saying, reach their retirement plan. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, it's like how I raise my kids. If I create trash people, they're going to fucking fuck up other people. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So I got to make sure, like, we have to look at things from that perspective. That makes sense, though. I know I went on the tangent and shit, but you know what I'm saying? It's like,
if you listen to this origin of this whole thing, it's kind of silly.
Like what?
It says realism, where this whole clonate thing came from, is a UFO religion. What the fuck is a UFO religion?
I know, but okay, so UFO means unidentified flying object, right?
Religion.
I know, but UFO means an unidentified flying object. Yeah. So you were talking about something physical. So what does that have to do with religion?
Silly. In the 70s by a Frenchman, Claude Villehorn, known as Rail. So he named it after himself. Okay.
That's crazy.
Oh, hold up. Realism teaches that the extraterrestrial species known as the Elohim, that's in the Bible, created humanity using their advanced technology. The aesthetic religion, it believes that the Elohim has historically been mistaken for gods. It claims that throughout history, the Elohim have created 40 Elohim human hybrids who have served as prophets, preparing humanity for news about the origins. Boy, what the sci-fi?
That's wild.
But yeah, do it. Yeah. Elohim, that's like all in the Book of Enoch and all that.
Yeah, I heard about that before.
Mm-hmm. Stand clear of them religious cults.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man. People be getting caught up in all that to like what's the word? Totalitarianism, whatever it may be. You know, people love to be led, bro. I'm trying to tell you, because like niggas don't be feeling safe. It's like kind of like, who gives me You know, who tells me what I like to hear that makes me feel safe? You know what I'm saying? Who tells me what I like to hear that makes me feel comfortable? That's how the average nigga move. I'm trying to tell you, bro, like it's all about like, fuck your feelings. It's fucked up as it sounds, but it's the truth. Cause I'm gonna be always real. Like feelings only have to do with you. They don't gotta do with nobody else. The truth is it has nothing to do with your feelings, bro. Your feelings only got to do with you. So always keep that in mind. I'm not talking to you directly. I'm just generally speaking. Like always keep that in mind, bro. So it's like that's just what this shit is all about, man. You gotta be willing to like, fuck. I mean, fuck yourself. Like not in a negative way. It's like, bro, life is bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what this shit is all about. And then when I be watching this goofy ass shit on TV and in the news and the internet, bro, I be like, yeah, like this is all about niggas that just want to be on the right side. I see that shit every fucking day.
Wait
And
a
I
minute,
just be
bro.
like, bro, like nigga, I be wanting to tap the fuck out. Like I be like, bro, nigga, I just want to fucking like, you know what I mean? Let's be creative. Like, why y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying? Let's be creative. That's how I be thinking.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
ain't nothing like it.
So
Ain't nothing like it.
trying to tell you, like I'm telling you, all this shit that we see every day ain't nothing but the distraction. Like all these news stories and shit, it's just
Today alone.
I'm trying to tell you, it's just to take you away from the source. I'm trying to tell
So
you.
I don't know if this is legit, but I just typed in DuckDuckGo cloning companies that's traded on the stock market, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 6 popped up. Companies that actually do cloning. And I don't know what type. I even know like because I'm trying to start growing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a method where you can like actually clone your weed. It's like midway through like the process, you like cut off like like one of the like limbs, but like closer to like the root. And if you take that limb off and you plant it in another, rich soil, it will start growing a whole nother tree. So you can double your profits.
Yeah.
So who's to say like that, that clone is like on some other shit.
Yeah, you right though.
But pretty much doing all them hybrids, how you get like wedding cake and all that stuff. It's like a mixture, like the whole like weed business is just based off clones and genetically modifying these plants and hybrids and stuff like that.
Nah, I mean that's pretty
The
much
best
what
tree
it
is
is.
hybrid.
I
Yeah.
think it's funny. I was
The best
like
tree is
I
hybrid.
was at MC the other day, right?
Love me
And I
that
seen
jungle
this
cake.
security guard. He was like, "Man, I never smell some marijuana that strong in my life."
Exactly.
Right? So it's like he was an older guy, but it's just so funny that he said that because that just lets you
It
know,
was
like
back in the
this.
day. All it is fucking the best they had was like what they call like hydroponic. Like nigga, what?
Oh, that's what that is. When you just had said hydroponic, that took me back to one of them little rap
Dro.
disco songs back in the day. Nah, but it was a song that where a nigga was like chanting that hydroponic, but it was like one of them like 80s like you know what I'm saying, them little hip hop type pop little type sounding songs and shit.
Yeah.
So it just lets you know like the shit that be going over your head. Like niggas been partying forever.
Oh yeah.
I know, but it's just so funny. Like I've heard references in songs from like slang from our parents' age that I didn't pick up on, and it's like, oh, that's what they was talking about. But I didn't pick up on the slang because obviously that was before my time. But just little shit like that. But yeah,
Yeah. We be cloning trees, cloning chickens, cloning burgers, possibly cloning babies, humans. Do you believe in it? If I had to ask you right now, do you believe in it?
cloning. I think definitely think it's possible. We got GMOs, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely playing with life form existence. You know what
I
I'm
want to
saying?
start
Like
asking us after every show. Do you believe in like what we talking about? Do you
yeah, we can
you
say
think
that,
we
but
got
I think
potential?
clones, of course, and nigga, like I think that even the fact that we're talking about clones, I think every person on this, you know what I'm saying, at least been close to a computer at some point in their life. has definitely heard of the term clones. So it's like ain't for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
mean,
that.
they cloned the first what was a sea urchin in 1884.
Okay,
Imagine the
so
technology that came out between
okay, but you,
1884
you
and
ain't even
now.
talking. We ain't even talking about Egypt and all these like ancient
Oh, yeah, that's probably
civilizations.
where all them fucking dog heads and regular bodies and
Exactly.
stuff.
So
That's
all
probably like a
these
hybrid.
exactly. So we
Yeah,
talking about like ancient civilizations that
they probably had a
existed.
bunch of clones building the
But
shit.
look,
They're
but
like,
how?
damn, we
It's
ain't got
so
enough
crazy you said,
slaves. Clone
nigga,
these motherfuckers.
nigga. It's so crazy you said that though, right? So look, right. But how do you ain't know when you was like, see, they try to be telling us, they'd be like, okay, so when you seen like Anubis and all these little these
Hey,
characters
the
or
Stargate
gods,
movie.
like, but how you ain't know they wasn't real though? How they didn't look just like that?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And they tell us that ain't humanly possible. It's just imagery. Like how that they didn't look. But so look, right? I'm about to say some real shit. Now listen to this,
Hold on,
right?
how they be making halfway animals like and stuff like
But
there's
listen though,
okay,
Pan. All right, right.
yeah,
Okay. So now look at this, right? You have these entities that grow into physical form, right? Right.
mhm.
Human beings have been existed for billions of years. So you mean to tell me what me and you existence is the worst humans that ever existed? Fuck no. You mean to tell me human beings ain't never been more trash than ever? Like nigga, think about this. We're talking about
True.
the gladiators, the fucking
Oh yeah,
we was just earlier talking
Vikings.
about Vikings and shit. Like nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like think about it. But guess what? There's niggas right here in the military who be always fight wars is just as vicious. I promise you.
Hmm.
We just don't know. But these niggas, I'm
They
telling
just don't have to break a sweat.
you, they don't have to break a sweat. We did. When we don't see these
They
niggas
can
walk.
drone you up.
I'm trying to tell you, bruh. I'm trying to tell you, there's niggas out here that's vicious that we don't know about. But I'm telling you. But um, these entities existed. So we got like you see the dog head and the owl head and all these other things, right? But
Anubis.
was they not like? How do we not know that these things never like manifested physically, right? But they were all demons. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way of the world that gave space for those energies to manifest physically. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, it's like okay, Pan.
Gargoyle.
Like, what was the inspiration behind Pan? You know what I'm saying? What was the inspiration behind the gargoyle? You mean to tell me, like, you know what I'm saying? Think about that. Of the labyrinth.
But then
You know what I'm saying?
Pan had the music too, right?
But right, remember the Pied Piper. That's the fucking Pan, right?
Music.
Right.
Yeah.
The labyrinth, right? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It was half lion, half man, right? But what was it? It was a beast. It was a demon. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It was like it's. You see what I'm saying? It's like, but these characters still exist spiritually, but they just not physical no more. But back then they did exist physically. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? And like, who's to say that these same entities don't run the music industry now?
And those uh symbiotic bodies. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say though? It's like,
Hmm.
what's the inspiration behind that? Where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? You see these gargoyles, like you said. I think that was a perfect example. It's
Yeah.
like where did that inspiration come from? Nigga, I had a dream one time, right? Like so,
Even
look,
like if
like
you walk downtown, they got all these gargoyles.
exactly. I be looking at even that little that woman that's standing on top of the Capitol. Who the fuck is she? You know what I'm saying? You ever seen the that little at the top of the Capitol building? That's like a statue of like some woman in like Greek warrior attire on Roman or whatever the fuck, some shit like that. At least from mine, I could be wrong, but that's what at least what I think I see. But
There's a lot of
anyway,
shit here.
but yeah, you know what I'm saying though. It's like shit is crazy though.
There's this yeah. There's a lot of affiliations with DC and Egypt, so and Rome, and it's all one and the same.
But yeah,
So
man, that's what I'm telling you, man, bro. You have no. Oh yeah, but by my dream. So anyway, I seen this dream right where I was like, not even me. I was like in the sky, right? And I promise you. So you know that video game? It was like death metal or some shit, where like it was like a bunch of like people in cars and they were like crashing. It was on a PlayStation. They was like
and there's a
crashing into.
clown.
Yeah, it was a clown. But what was the name of that joint? I forgot the name of that game. It was like Hell Fury or some shit. It was like a clown ice cream truck, and it was like a man that had like wheel
like
arms.
Metal Gear,
Metal Death, or something. It was like some shit like that. You know what game I'm talking about?
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. There you go. Yep. Twisted Metal. So like, all right. So I remember in this dream, bro. I promise on everything. It would have felt real as fuck. I woke up. I was like, damn, like that didn't really happen. Like nigga, I was in the dream. I was in the sky, and there was this man where he had his arms out. Hold on. Nigga had his arms out, right? He like this, right? And it was two motherfucking wheels on both sides. And it was like he was in a war, like he was fighting in a battle, young. I promise you.
Oh, shit.
And that nigga was like, and I promise you, bro. It was, but the man was green. It was a green man, and he looked like he was like this warrior, He-Man, like big, strong ass nigga, like, and he was like green, and he had these big two wheels on both sides. And that shit felt real as fuck. And I woke up, I was like, nigga, that shit was real. You know what I'm saying? So like,
my dreams be long enough no more. I don't be like
that. But you know what I've noticed within myself, young, like my dreams be the most vivid when I'm like, you know,
well rested,
fucking eating good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like that shit when I
and that's like one time out the week, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like when I treat myself good, my dreams be the most vivid. It was like
exactly,
you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, it's like when I'm in the most positive place, when I'm, you know, it's like that type of shit. It's like, nigga. Yep. I would wake up in the morning and be remembering them joints. You know what I'm saying? And that be the shit. It's like, but sometimes you don't remember them shits. But I'm starting to pick up on the pattern. But like, okay, I realize when I be like,
but when you stay up late and you gotta wake up early,
that shit, nope. But when it's like when you like, you know, sleep good, you eat good,
had a good meal,
had a good, exactly.
A clean meal, good clean meal,
positive, love, care. You know what I'm saying? It's like that shit, nigga. Dreams be like vivid as shit. So like I definitely learned something.
It gotta be good for your mental health.
It has to be, and I learned that. I'm starting to think like, but that goes to show. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, now the fact that I know that when I'm doing the right things, my dreams are vivid. So that has like a connection with the spiritual. So I let you know, like kind of like if you go to sleep at night and you don't remember your dreams, you probably wasn't in a good place. Or if you was doing things you wasn't supposed to, you might have been drinking too much. You know what I'm saying? Blacked out. Don't remember what the fuck happened.
Staying up too late.
Staying up too late. All that shit.
Too early.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. So it's like that just lets you know, bro. Like your dreams is definitely part of the whole like human experience.
Cycle,
like it's part of like, you know, it's like, so if you're not, it's almost like literally if you don't remember your dreams, you probably wasn't in the right place. Oh, I ain't gonna say remember. It's like if you don't, like, you know what I'm trying to say. You know exactly what I mean. Like, nigga, you've had experiences where you woke up in the morning and you knew you was there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, you can't tell me.
You be like, hold up, was I?
Nah,
like,
nigga,
that was a real.
I've had experiences and dreams where I was like, nigga, I was there. You can't tell me I was not there. Like, you know, but everybody, I don't know. To me, I be thinking everybody experienced that type of shit. But I'm telling you, man. But there you go, man. That's this overtime 64. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
we need, if anybody could send us another topic coming up. I mean, we ran off some topics. We usually don't do this, but I like to, you know, stay with a centralized topic and work through it. But if you got any recommendations, send it through. Flight Room TV on the Instagram, on the Twitter, on Google, whatever you want to do. Be a sensitive topic. And this is a safe space. Comment, you know, we could chop it up. Might have you on. This is a safe space, but it's the overtime brought to you by Flight Room TV. And moving into the new year, I'm gonna say January, the first week of January, we're gonna have an in-house, you know, show. It's gonna be real lit. We do have a drinking show too.
Well, that's a New Year's joint.
Yeah,
you already know how we did last year.
Have the whole award ceremony, but
yeah, we're gonna do.
I want everybody to have a good holiday season.
Yeah,
I don't want to see nobody.
Everybody do, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoy your time.
Don't be acting up on Black Friday.
Yeah, don't do that shit either. Peace out.